Claude isn't just an AI chat tool, it's a collection of powerful tools. And if you're only using the chat box, you're probably using just 10% of what you're paying for. In today's lesson, you'll learn how to use Claude's different tools, including chat, projects, skills, and Cowork, and exactly when to use each one. We'll cover all of these in much more detail in future lessons. For now, I just want to give you an idea of how powerful Claude really is. Let's dive in. Before we move on, it's a good idea to install the Claude desktop app on your device so you can use all of Claude's tools properly. If you haven't installed it yet, go to claude.com/download and download the version for your operating system, either Mac or Windows. I already have it installed on my PC. This is your home base. The main chat window and left sidebar, just like ChatGPT and Gemini, you can click this icon to collapse or expand the sidebar. As you can see, your conversation history is here too, and you can search through it anytime by clicking this magnifying glass. You can switch from chat to Cowork and code by clicking these tabs. You can start a new conversation by clicking New Chat. You'll also see projects, artifacts, and customize in the sidebar. We'll cover those in future lessons. Now let's look at the chat bar. At the top is the model picker. Leave it on the default setting for now. We'll talk about choosing models later in the course. Clicking the plus sign gives you several more options like adding files, photos, and skills, using plugins, doing research, and enabling web search. Let's type something and press enter. Notice the icons below the response, copy, retry, and the thumbs up or thumbs down buttons that help improve future responses. There's also a play button, so you can listen to the response. Let's play it.
The United States has 50 states.
Now let's add a few files like a PDF and an image. You can use the plus sign or simply drag and drop them like I'm doing now. Click Projects in the sidebar to try this amazing feature. A project is a dedicated workspace. You upload your files once, write your instructions once, and every new chat inside that project already understands that context. I'm creating one called Client Work. I want Claude to write emails for my clients. I drop in a style guide and 2 previous emails as context. Now I simply ask Claude to draft an email about a UI update. And it creates one for me. I don't have to explain who I am or what tone I use all over again. It already knows because it reads those files the moment I open this project. Next, let's see how to create a skill the easy way. Think of a skill as a saved recipe. You define the steps once, and Claude follows that exact recipe every time you use it. Here's a skill I created earlier to format a blog post from raw notes. I'll copy it into the chat box. And at the end, I'll simply type make it skill. The skill is now created. Let's save it. Now, if I open the skills menu, you can see the blog post formatter skill. If I open manage skills, I can add, edit, and manage my skills here too. Now, let's see how our newly created skill works. I'll open a new chat. Then I'll paste in some raw notes. I'll trigger the blog post from formatter skill using the plus sign and click run. And it comes back formatted exactly the way I defined it. Same result every time with zero reprompting. Now, let's look at one of my favorite features, Cowork. This is different from everything else because Cowork actually works on your computer. You point it to a folder and it can read, create, and edit real files inside that folder, not just chat about them. Click the Cowork tab in the sidebar below the chat bar. Click this drop-down to select a folder. When prompted, allow Claude permission to make changes to files in that folder. Let me show you what's inside the folder. As you can see, I have different types of files in it. Now I'll ask Claude to organize these 15 files by type. and flag anything older than a month. As you can see, it flagged the older files, and if I check the folder, the files have been organized. Not only that, the next time I open this same project, Claude already remembers what we worked on last time. This is the closest thing to handing off real work, not just having a conversation. Now, for something quick but important, here's how Claude processes what you say. Two things matter here: context and memory. Context is everything within the current conversation. Remember when I asked Claude how many states there are in the US? Now, if I ask which state is bigger, Claude already knows which country I'm talking about. I don't have to explain it again, and it knows exactly what the word it refers to. That's context. Memory is different. That's Claude remembering things about you across separate conversations. You can see it by clicking your profile, then going to Settings. In the Capabilities section, click View and Manage Memory. This is what Claude knows about me. I'm blurring it, of course. You can edit this memory anytime if you want. You've now seen chat, projects, skills, and Cowork all in action. In the next lesson, we'll cover prompt engineering, 5 powerful techniques in one video. So everything you learned today becomes even more effective. If you found this lesson helpful, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Take care and goodbye.